What's happening? Peace, peace. It's your big brother, DaCoolOne, representing Charleston, South Carolina to the fullest. Uh, I just wanted to give a little take on. Y'all see this shirt right here? Big K Reno fan, man. If y'all can see that, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I wanted to make a big content about iTunes and how, or Apple Music, any type of digital platforms that goes on within this industry. Now, I know how it works a little bit. I was just doing the math of how much streams you have to get plenty of money. Now, you got certain artists, of course, that's well known that may put their music on digital platforms. Now, depending on how much streams they get, because I remember back in the day, you know, when you came out with an album, you gotta have physical copies to sell. So if you have a certain amount of CDs sold, then you know what I'm saying, the revenue will come back to you. So if you're independent, and this is from sources and what people mention about being independent, if you have a certain amount of CDs out and you get $8 a pop for each album, because you know you got to pay taxes and all that other stuff. So if you make $8 a pop and you sell like 50,000, that equals what? $400,000 that you make, and that's independent. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought independence was the best way to do it, although it does has its, you know, pros and cons when you out here making things work with your independence. Because the thing with that is you gotta promote it well. You know, you gotta have good marketing skills and things of that sort. Now, when you know, do things well, let me straighten this shirt out. When you do things well with selling albums and stuff like that, then you know you get the revenue back and you get the total amount, and all that's your cash. You know what I'm saying? After you pay your taxes and stuff like that, you're good. And then you got other artists on record labels, these big national labels. You will have to probably sell 1 million copies to probably even get about $50,000. You know what I mean? But it all varies within that, you know, process. But the streams, however, and I was writing the little things down. I was writing it down on paper for how much you make per stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the computer right now, so 10 million streams on Apple Music equals how much? So if you get 1 million streams, you probably get about $7,000 to $10,000 per million streams. So if you get like 10 million streams, then you'll be making approximately 84,000 to 120,000 a year. But see, they said if you were to generate 1 million streams per month to get $84,000 a year to $120,000. Now, if you really think about it, all right, if you make 1 million streams, I'm gonna just say that if you make 1 million streams on Apple Music, you will make about $84,000 to $120,000 a year. That's if you generate 1 million streams per month. Now, if you make 10 million streams, then you probably make about $840,000 to maybe $1 million a year. So, upon doing that math, I'm going on my phone now. Upon doing that math, about 840. You're only making approximately $30 per 10,000 streams. All right, so that's not much. That's basically what I was trying to sum it all up. That's not much. And I think the problem with a lot of these artists making streams or putting their music on digital platforms, and I'm talking to myself too, is that it's the easiest way to promote your music. Y'all remember, like, back in the day, back in the 90s, and I even go as further back as 2000s, early mid 2000s. We had to actually go out there and promote your music. We had to go outside and interact with people in person about your music and things of that sort. Now with social media, with Facebook and Instagram and even Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but there's people who use Twitter. It's easier to promote your music now because there's millions, billions of people online to surf and do whatever they do with their cause of surfing the net. So to me, that's a pro, because it's like a shortcut. You can just make yourself a music page and just kind of promote yourself with respect. Now I ain't talking about spamming people with your music, but you can promote your music in a professional manner. You know what I'm saying? So that, I feel like that's a good shortcut because it beats going outside and actually interact with people, because nowadays you can't really talk to people like that in person like you used to. But I'm going to say about digital platforms, it is good to an extent because a lot of people have Apple Music, Spotify, was it Amazon Music? Shoot, I can go back with SoundClick, man. Y'all remember SoundClick? SoundClick was one of my first music streams, back in 2003, 2005. That's when digital music first came about, as far as I know. I know they had like other things like LimeWire and Kazaa and things like that, but I'm talking about like when an artist want to promote their music. I think SoundClick was one of the first ones that I remember, when you wanted to promote your music. And I think you could have get paid from the amount of plays you may have got, but I can't really remember how it works. But like I said about the digital streams of music today, is people base an artist on how much streams they get on these digital platforms. I remember on Instagram, I kind of promoted myself, and I came out with the Musical World album about a few years back, about a year or so ago, I should say, and people just now heard the songs that I made, and the guy was like, "Man, I had to search this person's song. I didn't realize it was you rapping." I was like, "Yeah, that's me rapping, and I make my beats too, for the most part." So I told him I appreciate the love, man. I know people don't really know who I am, but I hope that many will find out in the near future. But I just feel as though if you're an underground artist, yes, you can put your music on digital platforms, but what I really want, and I'm talking to myself too, what I really want to do is I want to make my own website to where I can put my own music on the website and I can get paid like that instead of me putting my music on digital platforms and letting these companies who's in charge of all of that stuff, take most of the money that they make off of people's streams. Now, I heard that it was a negotiation with these companies trying to increase the revenue of artists, when it comes to these streams. Because, like I said, if you Google the amount of streams you make off of Apple Music and Amazon Prime, hold on a second. Can you get on Apple Music for pay? For monetization. So I don't know how much I said before. So per 1,000 streams, Apple Music pays artists about $6 to $10 per 1,000 streams. And again, even if that's the case, that's still not much. You see what I'm saying? Even if you get $6 to $10 per 1,000 stream, that still isn't a lot. Because that means in order for you to make some really good money off of the streams, and I'm just talking about Apple Music right now, you will have to make at least millions of streams to get let me see. All right, so how much can you make with 1,000,000 streams on Apple Music? I think I said this before. So $7,000 to $10,000 per million streams. Now you ask yourself, okay, if you make 7,000 to 10,000 per million streams, where is the rest of that money going to? Because I'm going to say the max. So per million streams, you make $10,000, right? So if you, let's just say you made $1 million, right? But they take most of that money and all you get back is $10,000 out of that whole million. I'm sure most of us will be truly upset with that verdict, because then you ask yourself, well, where the hell is all the 990,000? Well, where the hell is the rest of that? Why am I only getting $10,000 out of $1 million? You see what I'm saying? Because I know if that was me and I earned $1 million and I only got like $10,000 out of the deal, shoot, man, I'm gonna feel like I got screwed. Straight up, man, I'm gonna feel like I got screwed over, and it's gonna be a problem. So the moral of the story, what I'm trying to say is this. I think a lot of us artists need to build our own website to where we can knock these streams music off the map, because in reality a lot of these guys I feel like we're being screwed over. Because I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my situation. My artist name is DaCoolOne, y'all know that. And when I first got started on digital platforms with the music, I paid like $50 for the professional thing, and then I paid another $10 for putting it on the digital platforms. You know what I'm saying? So I paid like $60 total for that, and then I had to pay $8 for it per month to keep it in rotation. Now, per month, I will have to pay $8.99 or $7.99 per month to keep it on the digital streams. You know what I'm saying? So now, as I think about it, I love to make music, but at the same time, if I'm not making the money like how I should, I might have to take it off. Not because, I'm broke or nothing, but it's the principle. Like, I shouldn't be paying these companies X amount of dollars per month, and I'm not really getting the revenue like that. You feel what I'm saying? So I figured, if I'm going to pay all this money on these digital platforms to keep my music afloat, I should just make my own website, and I'm going to name it nightfallsounds.com or .net or something, I don't know. And I'll have that going on. You know what I'm saying? So that way, everything will be in place, and if I make money off of anyone that purchases my music, it'll be the money that I get. You know what I'm saying? It won't be based off of streams. You see what I'm saying? So I think in the near future, I think many of us, as an independent artist, I should say, should take our music off of these digital platforms and start making our own revenue. Because see, the problem with a lot of these companies that's in charge of all these streams is they make the most money. They make the most percentage out of all the ones of the music we make. You see what I'm saying? So I just hope we get our minds right, man, when it comes to these digital streams. And I think I can't remember the guy's name, but I think it's JT the Bigger Figure from California. Shout out to him. I think he was talking about that too on one of his streams, that he's going to take all his music off of these digital platforms and make his own website so he can get his own money, instead of, you know what I'm saying, having them keep making money off of your works, off of your catalog. So that's pretty much the point, what I was trying to say about these streams, because in the end, man, a lot of us getting screwed. Now, if we're, let's just say we're making millions of streams and we're making X amount of dollars a month, I would kind of see why people wouldn't take their stuff off of Apple Music, because they are making decent amount, like 70,000 to 80,000, I think about 100,000 a year. So I would understand why some people wouldn't do it. They wouldn't take the music off of the digital platforms. But I will also add to say, well, imagine how much you could make if you have your own website. You will make way more. You feel me? So that's it though, man. I wanted to just express this, and also a little PSA to those that may not be aware of how this industry works now. Because back then you had labels that screwed your artists. Now you got these corporate companies in the digital world screwing their artists as well. And I already told myself that I'm not getting involved with being on the digital platforms like that if I'm not making the proper guap. So yeah, that's it, man. It's your big brother, DaCoolOne. Be on the lookout for more of my music, the old music that I have on this channel, because there's a lot of music that I made over the years, man, and I'm finally ready to reveal it to y'all. So if I put some of the songs that I made back in the day, I'll explain that was the me that was very amateur, and I was kind of profane with it, but that was the old me. The new me don't talk like that as much. Well, I try not to. All right, so that's it, man. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another video. All right, peace out, guys.